Cruel sees an event and reveals the inhabited territory, which I seeded. And I think this is an excellent start for age 3 for me. I seeded both of these territories with the goal of getting them. So the question is how much to bid, and for me, getting this. So let's talk about the utility of getting the inhabited territory. First of all, I have James Cook, and if things go well, I might keep him until the end of the game. So this inhabited territory can be worth 5 points, which is nice given the current point situation. It basically gets me up to Henry Maryvale. And honestly, looking at age 3 leaders, none of these are overly exciting. Giving my poor tableau, the two options are basically Churchill or Gandhi. So I don't know when they're going to show up. I'm not sure they're going to be better than Cook, given that there is another colony showing up. So yeah, so getting the colony will be pretty helpful. I plan to revolt to communism next turn, and getting the colony will address the happiness situation and will let me something to do with these 17 stones I got over the past few turns. So I want the inhabited territory, that's for sure. How much to bid on it? So looking at the other players' boards, Cruel can bid at least 2 for it pretty easily. And in fact, it's his turn, and he has quite a lot of rocks, so he can bid a lot. If he so chooses, he could bid even a whole tactic for it. Probably too much. Yeah, probably too much because he's gonna have to rebuild them immediately. But I think he could put at least 2 units on it. That's 4. And I don't think we've seen any cards. We've seen one card, so he could put 8 on it if he's aggressive. Put the 2 units, get them, and build them back. Henry Maryvale, um, how much could he put? Not much. If this is a settlement card, maybe 4, maybe 6, but that seems to be a lot. Also, he needs this the list. He has 8 food. He can immediately increase pop. The following turn, increase pop again. Looking at Pink Ranger, he has the Ocean Liner service. So next turn he's going to have 2 population anyway. And right now, if he bids even 2, he opens himself up to any Maryvale. So I don't know how much he's going to want to bid, but he could conceivably bid, let's say, 4 or 6. So there's a lot of options for aggressiveness here. The good news is that everyone has population coming in, so I don't know how much they will want to bid on this. Skrull already has 2 population here, and he hasn't seen any H3 cards, so no impact of colonies. Henry Maryvale, he has a population coming up. It doesn't have that much stone, so I don't know if he wants to invest this stone in rebuilding military. And like Pink Ranger, he has the Ocean Lantern service. So I don't think anyone is that keen on getting this. With that said, I am, and since I'm playing Cook, I can be a bit aggressive. The risk is that historic territory shows up, and I won't have much of an option to take it. But even if I lose these 2 units and a card, let's say, that's gonna be 5. Um, if historic shows up, I can just start with the cannon. I guess I could ask whether I want to use a cannon. So I can put a cannon in. It's gonna get me to 14. But then I can't defend against Henry Maryvale. In fact, if I put more than these 2 units and a single card, then I cannot defend an aggression from Henry Maryvale. And I think at this point, Henry Maryvale and me are competing for second place, so I don't want to get too far away from him. Honestly, that might be my answer. I'm gonna bid 5 because that allows me to dodge an attack from Henry Maryvale, and I hope that's gonna be enough because getting this territory is gonna be tremendously helpful. Um, Henry has 3 cards in hand, including an H3 card, and I think we're competing for second place. Again, I might be overly conservative, but that's my opinion. So So yeah, let's go with a bid of 5, and I truly hope it's going to be enough, because it's going to make my next turn so much easier. Okay, this is straightforward enough. We got the colony, good news. Cruel bid 4, Henry Merivale bid 3. So, first of all, let's take care of the paperwork. Which one of these cards should go away? Honestly, I don't see acceptance of supremacy helping anyone right now. So here is the 5. Perfect. So Cruel bid 4. Oops. Which makes me think that he has one H2 defense card. Henry Merivale bid 3. I guess he was planning to send one of these riflemen, or he has an H2 defense card. So I think we should assume that both Cruel and Henry Merivale each have an H2 defense card. Yeah, and right now the plan for next turn is really revolt into communism and get at least one cannon. One cannon will get me out of corruption. I think I will get 2, so that I'm set up for the next territory. Cruel finishes Transcontinental, gets patriotism, upgrades a mine. Oh wow, that's a lot of iron, and gets urban growth. Okay. Henry Merivale is next. He seeds an event and reveals Politics of Strength. Oh wow, that's phenomenal for Cruel. He's getting 5 H3 cards, 5 impacts to choose from. Gets Robespierre, revolts into Republic, better late than never. Increases pop, builds a theater, so getting some more points. Gets an efficient upgrade, a reserves, and another reserve. So really emptying the card row for all of the yellows. Pink Ranger is next, gets a pop, starts fast food. That's great. So at this point, wonders are done. I don't think anyone is getting much from Hollywood and internet. Picks up engineering genius and a computers, which he can actually research next turn and upgrade. Although he's already at scientific method, so not a huge improvement, and gets a swordsman. Okay, we're up next. Definitely not seeding this with this science. I'm not expecting to go far. So um, the plan was to revolt into communism, and honestly, I don't think the plan is going to change. An alternative is doing away with nationalism, building some cannons, and maybe picking up hate drafting air forces, I guess. But seriously, at this point, I need the civil actions, I need the military actions. So we're just gonna revolt, and thankfully, the colony may mean that my happiness is done, and I'm gonna get these cannons. So I am ahead on military, and I'm ready to get the hysteric territory when it shows up, and any other territories. To be honest, developed would be amazing, strategic would be amazing, wealthy and vast probably lower priority. But yeah, final stretch. I think we're in a reasonable spot. I think I'm safe as far as military is concerned, at least for now. Cruel might go for a Napoleonic army. That's an option. He has the yeah, he has the military actions. He has the technology, so that might happen. Something to be aware of. And in that case, I can push more cannons, just more and more cannons. Next turn, I can get. Yeah, next turn, if I choose, I can convert everything into cannons. I have enough stones. So let's see how far this gets us. No leaders yet, and the wonders are all gone. I think, given our shoddy infrastructure, it's good. Variety. Not surprisingly, we're the last on it. Um, it does mean that we can get a warrior and a religion for 2 points each. And I guess I could try and pick up this engineering, maybe research it. I don't know. So yeah, let's keep monitoring. There's Air Forces out there, which I saw. We'll see if Cruel gets it. He might. The game doesn't have much left, so if he wants to attack someone, he needs to hurry. I think that as soon as either Churchill or Gandhi show up, I'll take them. And any yellows that show up, it's really up to the card draw now. Let's see what happens next.